So hello once again, and today this time I will be discussing about Nigeria. So Nigeria, so Nigeria is a federal republic comprising 36 states and the federal capital territory where the capital Abuja is located. So Nigeria border in the north is Niger, Chad in the northeast, Cameroon in the east, and Benin in the west. So the largest city in Nigeria is Lagos, and one of the largest um, metropolitan areas in the world and second largest in Africa. So the official language of Nigerian people is English, and national languages are Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. So Nigeria is the most populated country in Africa, and the Nigerian motto is unity and faith, peace and progress. So the purpose is to inspire the nation to be united, faithful, live in peace and grow, become wiser and strong. So and in their flag, the two green stripes in their flag represent the natural wealth, while the white between them represents peace and unity. Um, so the federal government of Nigeria is composed of three distinct branches. So, mm, sorry. Composed of three distinct branches: the legislative, executive, and judicial, whose powers are vested by the Constitution of Nigeria in the National Assembly. So we all know about what is legislative. So it consists of Senate with uh, there with consists Senates with Nigeria, they consist 109 members and 360-member House of Representative. The executive branch is the civil service departments that are responsible for delivering various types of government services. Then the judicial branch is the Supreme Court of Nigeria. It is the highest court in Nigeria and is located in the central district Abuja in what is known as the Three Arm Zone. So called due to the it is called Three Arm Zone because due to the proximity of the officers of the presidential complex, the National Assembly, and the Supreme Court. So it is called the three arms of government because because the Supreme Court, Judiciary, the Assembly, or the National Assembly, or the Legislature, and the Presidential Villa, or the Executive, as well as the several federal buildings were found. So the government, Federal Presidential Constitutional Republic. So the President, Muhammadu Buhari, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Senate President Ahmed Lawan, House Speaker Femi uh, Gajabay Mila, Chief Justice Tanko Muhammad. Next, um, Nigeria is multinational state and inhabited more than 250 ethnic groups speaking 500 distinct languages, all identifying with a wide variety of cultures. So the official language is English, chosen to facilitate linguistic unity at the national level. So Nigeria's constitution ensures freedom of religion and is home to some of the world's largest Muslim and Christian populations simultaneously. So Nigeria is divided roughly in half between Muslims who live mostly in the north and Christians who live mostly in the south. So as I have said, Nigeria inhabited more than 258 ethnic groups, specifically 370 groups. So some of those namely ethnic groups are Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Fulani, Tiv, Kanuri, Igala, Ibibio, Ijo, and other. So Hausa 30%, 15.5% Yoruba, 15.2% Igbo, 6% Fulani, 2.4% Tiv, 2.4% Kanuri, 2.1% Igala, 1.8% Ibibio, 1.8% Ijo, and 24.7% or other ethnic group. As I have said, there are 370 specifically groups. So I am not going to discuss um, there one by one, but because there are so many, but most of them have their own beliefs, but commonly many of them have this, as I have said, Muslims and Christians. And so next, so prehistory of Nigeria. The prehistory of Nigeria, the Nok civilization of Nigeria, it flourished between 1500 BC and AD 200. It produced life-size terracotta figures that are some of the earliest known sculpture in sub-Saharan Africa, and smelted iron by about 550 BC and possibly a few century earlier. So their terracotta sculptures were first discovered in 1928. Terracotta is the term normally used for a sculpture made in an earthenware, and also for various practical uses, including vessels or notably flower pots, water and wastewater pipes, roofing tiles, bricks, and surface embellishment in building construction. And the Nok civilization or the Nok culture appeared in Nigeria around 1500 BC and vanished under unknown circumstances around 500 AD, having lasted approximately 2000 having 2000 years. And the next the in the next the early history, the ceremonial Igbo pot from 9th century Igbo. So there are early historical references by medieval Arab and Muslim histories as historians and geographers, which refer to the Kanem-Borno Empire as the region's major center for Islamic civilization. So the Kanem-Borno Empire began from the 8th century AD onward and lasted as the independent kingdom of Borno, or the Borno Empire, until 19,000. So the kingdom existed as a sphere of religious and political influence over a third of Igbo land, and was administered by a priest king called an Ize Enri. And the ceremonial Igbo pot from 9th century, so as you have seen in the picture, It is the oldest bronze artifact known in the West Africa, and it is also the oldest sign of human settlement at Ifis. Current site date back to the 9th century, and 9th century, and its material culture includes terracotta and bronze figure. Then the Borno or Kanem Borno Empire lost its sovereignty to the British in 1911. So, pre-colonial era. In the 16th century, Portuguese explorers were the first Europeans to begin significant direct trade with peoples of southern Nigeria at the port the name Lagos, or formerly Iko, and in Calabar along the region's slave coast. So, um, having a coastal trade in Europeans also mark as the beginning of the Atlantic slave trade. So the slave trade regularly used the triangular trade route and its middle passages and existed from the 16th to 19th centuries. Then and during this era, the Fulani War, or the Fulani War of 1804, and it is the uh, for a while. So the Sokoto Caliphate was a sovereign Sunni Muslim caliphate in the West Africa that was founded during the Jihad of the Fulani War in 1804 by Osman Dan Fodio. The founder, the boundaries of the Caliphate make up present-day Cameroon, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Nigeria. So, as I have said, during this colonial era, the Fulani War of 1804 to 1808, also known as the Fulani Jihad, or was or of Osman Dan Fodio. This is the struggle between the Hausa kingdoms of North Nigeria and Osman Dan Fodio Islamic Army. The war resulted in the creation of the Sokoto Caliphate, which became one of the largest states in Africa in the 19th century. And the Sokoto Caliphate was a sovereign Sunni Muslim caliphate in which Africa that was founded during the Jihad of the Fulani War in 1804 by Osman Dan Fodio. And next, the British colonization. Britain's Britain's West Africa squadron sought to intercept the smugglers at sea. So the rescued slaves were taken to Freetown, a colony in the West Africa originally established for the resettlement of freed slaves from Britain. So, as I have mentioned as I have mentioned a while ago about transatlantic slave trade. So, um, the Britain's squadron intercepted and rescued the slaves and take it to Freetown where they can live there, and and the transatlantic slave trade, or Euro-American slave trade, involved the transportation by slave traders of various enslaved African people, mainly to the Americas, was outlawed by Britain in 1807. Then the treaty between Great Britain and Lagos on January 1, 1852. So the British installed Uba Akitoye, ousted Uba Kazuko, and signed a treaty on January 1, 1852 between Great Britain and Lagos that outlawed the slave trade, and ushering in the consular period in Lagos history. wherein Britain provided military protection to Lagos. Then the then the then the Anglo War, so 1901 to 1902, was a conflict between the Arab Confederacy in present-day Eastern Nigeria and the British Empire. So the Aro people and their allies resisted to the British penetration due to the combination of factors, including economic, political, and religious concerns. So, um, when the Aro people usage of divinatory practices in shrines dedicated to god their god or to their belief was a critical element in their slavery practices, which was one of the factors that led to the outbreak of the Anglo War. Then, at the defeat of the Aro Confederacy, the states or the Aro people opened up the Niger area to British rule in 19,000. So the British government established the southern Nigeria uh, protectorate as a British protectorate. So a state that is, when we say protectorate, a state that is controlled and protected by one. The protectorate or protected Nigeria, like that, on part of the British Empire. Then, so the next one is the Battle of Kano. Kano was an important battle in 1903 between the British Empire and the Sokoto Caliphate. Kano Emirate in what is now northern Nigeria. So as I have said a while ago, um, the Britain won against the Aro people. Then after the won against the Aro people, they also moving forward to win the Sokoto Caliphate. So the Sokoto Caliphate. So the Sokoto Caliphate, they are the Sunni Muslim in the West Africa. So so and then the British force quickly won and rise to the uh, quickly won against the people in Nigeria. Then that rise to the British rule. Then on March 13, 1903, the Grand of Market Square of Sokoto, the last vizier of the Caliphate, um, um, officially conceded to British rule. Then, but beginning in the 1920s, a number of Nigerians joined other blacks in various parts of the world to embark on the wider project of Pan-Africanism, which sought to liberate a Nigerian political party which successfully contested three which sought to uh, liberate black people from racism and European domination. Then in 1923, Herbert Macaulay, the grandson of Samuel Ajayi Crowther, established the first Nigerian political party, the Nigerian National Democratic Party, which successfully contested three Lagos seats in the Legislative Council. Then, um, the British the so the after the Nigerian National Democratic Party that has been successfully contested the the seats in the three Lagos seats in the Legislative Council on after the 1930s political activities focused primarily on ways to end British rule. So British rule had ended by resistance in 1960. So then, the 1963, the nation established a federal republic, which um, uh, Azikiwe as its first president, as Azikiwe as its first president. Then the next is the Republican era, fall of the First Republic and Civil War. So after the British rule has ended, the um, um, in 19 British rule in 1960 because of resistance. Um, the the Federal Republic was established. Then the the first president is Azikiwe, the Azikiwe. Then during that, because of this equilibrium and um, perceived corruption of the electoral and political processes, it led lead it leads to two military coups in 1966. The first military coup was in January, and the second was in July. Then and it resulted a war, which is the Nigerian war, the Nigerian Civil War, and on July 6, 1967 to January 15, 1970, also known as the Nigerian Biafran War, or the Biafran War. It was a civil war fought between the government of Nigeria and the Republic of Biafra. Uh, then then because of the the next is the Second Republic, and on in 1979 to 1983. So because of the Nigerian Civil War, or the Biafran War, the states creation and national delineation, the local government reforms, and the and the constitutional drafting committee for a new republic, and that is the Second Republic on 1979 to 1983. And October 9, 1979, Shio Shangare was sworn in as the first president and commander in chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, the Second Republic in 1979 to 1983 ruled by the president was Shagari, but the Shagari government uh, became viewed as corrupt virtually by all sectors of Nigerian society. So in 1986, General Ibrahim Babangida established the Nigerian Political Bureau, which made recommendations for the transitions to the Third Nigerian Republic. So because of corruption, um, in the Second Republic, it 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 transited to the Third Nigerian Republic. So the military and Third Republic, 1983 to 1999, military dictatorship in Nigeria, and the Third Nigerian Republic, um, Republic in 1986. General Ibrahim Babangida established the Nigerian Political Bureau so which made recommendation for the transition of the Third Nigerian Republic. So in 1989, Babangida started making plans for the transition. So then the Third Nigerian Republic, the 1993 presidential election held on June 12, was the first since the military coup of 1983. So in the Third Republic, General Ibrahim Babangida was the president, or he's in the high position. Then, but he established the Armed Forces Ruling Council, and became military president and commander in chief of the armed forces. And he also legalized the formation of political parties and formed the two party system with a Social Democratic Party and the National Republican Convention ahead of the 1992 general elections. But General Ibrahim Babangida's regime has been considered the most corrupt and responsible for creating a culture of corruption in Nigeria. So um, he also noted as a corrupt president in Nigeria, and he even responsible for creating a culture of corruption in Nigeria. Then next, the Fourth Republic, 1999, the present. So on May 29, 1999, Abu Bakr transferred power to the winner of the 1999 presidential election, former military ruler General Olusegun Obasanjo, as the second democratically elected civilian president of Nigeria, heralding the beginning of the Fourth Nigerian Republic. This ended almost 33 years of military rule from 1966 until 1999. Excluding the short-lived Second Republic between 1979 and 1983 by military dictators who seized power in coups d'etat and counter-coups. Then Umaru Yar'Adua of the People's Democratic Party came into power in the general election of 2007. In the 2015 presidential election, former military head of state General Muhammadu Buhari, who had previously contested in the 2003, 2007, and 2011 presidential elections. So during the Fourth Republic, before General Muhammadu Buhari became the president, first President Olusegun Obasanjo became the president because he was elected as the president of Nigeria, as heralding the beginning of the Fourth Nigerian Republic. But his reign, or President Obasanjo elections were condemned as unfree and unfair. So he was because of that, as I have said, the presidential of President Obasanjo were condemned as unfree and unfair. Umaru Yar'Adua of the People's Democratic party came into power in general election of 2007. Then then the international community, which had been observing the Nigerian election, condemned this one as the being severely flawed. Then, um, then, then, then in the 2015 presidential election, former military head of state, General Muhammadu Buhari, who had previously contested in the 2003, 2007, and 2011 presidential elections, um, elections defeated incumbent People's Democratic Party by over 2 million votes, ending the party's 16-year rule in the country and marking the first time in the history of Nigeria that that the president lost to an opposition candidate. So observers generally praised the election as being fair. So in the 2019 presidential election, Buhari was re-elected for a second term in the office, defeating his closest rival Atiku Abubakar, defeated his close rival Atiku Abubakar. Then Muhammadu Buhari is currently serving as president of Nigeria since 2015. So, um, sorry, Inay, but I forgot to include a specific literary piece because I thought when we are assigned, I know that in the latter part, before after I think, or before we report, you keep on saying that we should at least choose a specific literary piece, but we misunderstand it, and um, I thought that I will be and I thought that it is okay if we will going to share the topic. For example, I am going to discuss the brief history or the history of Nigeria. Then Jennifer, my partner, will discuss about something about Nigeria. Then choose a literary piece. We understand it that way. So I give it to her the literary piece, and I don't have mine. Sorry. And but but the lesson that I have learned in this my report is that I'm being assigned uh, in this topic as a reporter of Nigeria country. It's a great opportunity to explore, to know what happened to them and different era, and especially it enabled me to realize that I should know and trust my God more all the time. It reminds me that as a believer of Christ, I should have an intimacy or intimate relationship with Him. As I have searched, read, and studied about the country of Nigeria, I have so many realizations, lesson learned that I have learned, because encountering the different ethnic groups of Nigerian people, mm, um, they have so many different beliefs and tradition, and Nigerian people are willing to fight for their belief, even to the point that it causes a jihad war or a war. And it made me think for a while and ask myself what I have done to prove my faith, trust and love to my God. Although I don't have to prove it to anyone, but I at the moment I have done this. my report. I have done this report. I ask myself what are the things or anything that is needed to let go for God to be glorified and in my life. So because I believe that putting God as the driver or at the center at the center of my life is letting go of your selfish desire or worldly desire. So as it is written in Galatians 2:20, it says there, I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I live today, the life that I live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself to me. So it is my God who is fighting for me in every battle, struggles, trials, and problems in life. All I have to do is to obey, to trust, and to believe in Him. That is what I have realized when Nigerian people fight for their beliefs. When the Nigerian people fight for their beliefs, I realized that. Then, in addition, as I have immersed myself in the topic, specifically the country of Nigeria, I have realized that as their country or any country experience um, change, any country or anyone experience change, struggle, colonization, and many other experiences. So, as individual person experience that too, and that made me realize that nothing in this world is permanent. um Everything is just temporary, and I should not, or we should not, focus on what is temporary, but it made me realize that I should fix my eyes to into Jesus and trust his plan and process. And nothing in this world can satisfy, because people change and long for more and more, but it is Jesus who can only satisfy us in every aspect of our lives as we trust, believe, obey, and put our faith on Him, on God alone. So that's all po, and I thank you po. God bless po.